This is space, and this is an egg. A few moments ago, I conducted the world's highest egg drop experiment. Normally, in an egg drop competition, if you've ever done one in school, the goal is to design a structure that can protect a raw egg from breaking when dropped from a height. My original plan was to drop an egg from the tallest building in the world while ensuring it remained intact. But since humans keep building taller and taller structures, if I really wanted to hold this record permanently, I had to go to the ultimate height space. When I started this journey 3 years ago, I knew that if I applied what I had learned from landing objects on other planets, I could definitely set this record. However, I didn't anticipate that it would become the most physically, financially, and mentally exhausting challenge of my life. But first, let me explain my plan. I wanted to securely attach the egg to the front of a rocket, which would then be carried into space using a weather balloon. Once in space, the balloon would release the rocket, and with only gravity pulling it down, it would surpass the speed of sound Mach 1. The rocket would then automatically adjust its fins to guide itself toward the target, and at 300 feet above the ground, it would release the egg, which would land safely on a mattress we had placed beforehand. This all seemed pretty straightforward, so like any good engineer, we broke the problem down into smaller steps. The first step was to calculate the egg's terminal velocity, the maximum speed at which it would fall to the ground. For humans, terminal velocity is around 120 miles per hour, while for an egg, it's about 75 miles per hour. To ensure that the egg wouldn't break if we dropped it onto a mattress at its maximum speed, we conducted an initial test. Since we couldn't find a building whose owners would allow such an experiment, we had to take a slightly different approach. Once we confirmed the egg could survive the impact, the next step was to create a large target in an open field to make sure the egg landed safely. We attached a signal charge to the rocket so we could track it in the sky and control its direction using the fins. The person helping me with this project was Joe, who runs an amazing YouTube channel where he shares his rocket experiments. Interestingly, Joe never received formal engineering education. He taught himself and recently succeeded in landing a rocket SpaceX style after 7 years of hard work. Joe was responsible for the rocket's trajectory, while I focused on preventing the egg from freezing in space. To solve this, I designed a heating system that would detach before the egg dropped.